Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how judgmental and harsh we can be to ourselves and what that looks like. Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to Lena Mystic. Today, I was definitely feeling a little wonky with my energy, and excuse me, my son is watching Paw Patrol movie, so we're gonna let him live his best life, as he'll probably be out here sometimes bothering us during this conversation. I was feeling a little disturbed during this Cancer new moon energy and everything. Like, I was like, why am I so emotional? I mean, I understand it's Cancer, it's a Cancer new moon, like, I get it. But I felt overly emotional, and I felt myself judging myself for how I was feeling, and then that just kind of took me down to a deeper hole. And the biggest theme, I would say, within a week of the Cancer new moon, actually a few days before, and then now it's like lingering after it, I am asking myself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Every single thing that I'm thinking about is so in depth, and it's like, what do I want? Why do I want that exactly? Like, I just keep asking myself these deeper and deeper questions and kind of judging myself for not knowing the exact answer. But I think my guides are trying to tell me, you're not always gonna know the answer to everything, and sometimes it's more so, do I know what I want? If I do, then let me go get that. If I don't, let me just explore the different ways to live my life right now. So if you don't know exactly what you want, I think that's the same lesson for you as well. It's okay to not know exactly what you want in each area of your life. That's normal, because our lives and our individual state changes so often that we're constantly outgrowing these ideas that we had previously. So embrace that. That is the time to be creative. And I know while I was thinking this just recently, I was like, okay, let me go pick some cards. And sometimes I don't feel like picking cards because I'm like, I know my guides are gonna like check me, and sometimes it's overwhelming for me to be checked. I know you guys probably feel the same way, especially if you get a reading from me, a personal reading. Our guides do check us. They check us with compassion though, so it's not like hardcore checking. It's normally just, let me let you know straight up. Let me let you know what's going on. But they're not necessarily coming for your throat, although it may feel that way. But my guides were very cautious with me today because I feel like they can understand that I'm in an emotional state, and I'm in a state where I'm really like confused and feeling disconnected with myself, because all of these feelings are rushing to the forefront, and these are feelings that I haven't really figured out yet. And I found myself looking in one of my old journals back from late last year, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in the same place. And then I'm judging myself for being in the same place that I was just 6 months ago, and I'm like, that's actually not bad. Progress takes time. So if you're judging yourself too, don't judge yourself harshly. Things take time, and that is okay. You do not have to be done things in a day. You don't have to be done things in 30 minutes. So just take your time while you're going through this process, and hopefully I watch this video again and it finds me again whenever I feel like I'm judging myself too harsh. I hope that if you guys have already watched this video and you found it again, that it brings you love and compassion as well. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about how judgmental and harsh we can be to ourselves and what that looks like. I definitely want you guys to comment down below. Let me know what it looks like when you judge yourself too harshly. I know for me, it's just this negative self-talk in my mind, rarely ever outside in my actual mouth, but still, my words will cut myself deeply, especially my subconscious. So it's very important that I pay attention to how I'm speaking to myself, how I'm nurturing myself, because like me and Johanna, I don't know if you guys saw me and Johanna video, Healers Break the Heal episode 2, but she talks about how we are our parents now. Like, we're our own parents, or we have to parent ourselves now because we're out on our own as adults, or even teenagers that are taking care of themselves, even young kids that are taking care of themselves. no matter what situation you're in, you still have to parent and nurture yourself as well. So it's important that we look at ourselves, like she said, as if we're parents, and we can reflect and say, I should be more gentle with myself, because I know I wouldn't want a parent speaking to me like that or treating me like that. So I should treat myself with more compassion and more love. It's the same way that you would with your own child. If you treat them kindly, you would be kind to them. You would be loving and nurturing to them and let them know that we all make mistakes and that is okay. It doesn't mean that you're falling extremely short. It just means that, hey, you made a little boo-boo here, but like, let's keep moving forward. Let's laugh about the boo-boo and keep moving forward. So if you guys are going through a hard time talking to yourself negatively and harshly, please give yourself compassion, because it is almost like we find ourselves in these deep holes. Once we start talking to ourselves negatively, we end up speaking so negative over and over and over and over and over to ourselves that it drains us. And that's kind of what happened to me today. Like, I was sitting in my room and I was like, I feel so drained, so blah, and I was like, okay, it's time to do like my rituals of the day, my ritualistic practices, where I like to wake up, I write 10 things I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful for each of those things. I read a little bit of books that make me feel happier. I'll read a section out of them, especially out of my favorite books, The 4 Agreements, Vibrate Higher Daily, You Are a Badass. Like, these are the type of things that I want to empower and instill in myself each day, and sometimes I forget. It's normal. Things get busy. I get sick. Random things happen, so I can't always I don't always practice those things, but it's okay to still give myself compassion even though I didn't practice those things. But yeah, so it was just a very odd morning for me, and I could tell I didn't get that much sleep as well. And I found myself needing my rituals of the day, reading the books and doing the writing my blessings and why I'm grateful for them. The hugging my son a little bit harder. I don't know what he just got out of the kitchen, but I guess I'll see in a second. Laughing more at stuff like that instead of getting frustrated and angry. And I'm gonna go see what he has actually, because it sounds like plastic. So it was plastic. He did have plastic, but it's a plastic water bottle that he was drinking out of, so we're good. But I found myself in this funk this morning, and I knew I had to get myself out, and that it was my job. It wasn't anybody's job to make me extremely happy today but my own. And I had to realize that, like, there's so many times in life where I feel like I try to hold someone else accountable for what is mostly my job. Like, of course you want people in your life that bring happiness to you, but if you're not happy inside, then that happiness outside will be a split second. It'll be just a moment. So we want that happiness to last longer. And to do that, I feel it is so necessary for you to be the one that provides your own happiness, for me to be the one that provides my own happiness. So that is exactly what I did this morning. I sat there and I was like, okay, I don't like doing this stuff when I feel blah, because I don't want to feel blah while I'm doing it, and I don't want to welcome more blah into my life. And I was like, okay, I just need to do it. So I sat down and I put on my Reiki healing music. Y'all know I love me some Reiki. I started thinking of the symbols. I put some Seihaki with some Rahu, and I was just feeling it. And I was like, okay, let me put that in my heart, because my heart feels cold right now. My heart feels cold to myself. And no one wants their heart to feel cold to themselves, because they will never be able to receive love, at least in that day or that moment or that time. So I started to put more Seihaki into my heart chakra, and I just welcomed it into me, and I could feel myself lifting this barrier or whatever it was. It was like a film that I took off, and then I felt more free. Now, I feel like just the combination of the Reiki music and the actual Reiki practice, self-Reiki treatment on myself, was extremely beneficial, but I knew I wasn't done yet. So I started to look within myself, within my chakras, within my energy, within my aura, and I was like, what's going on here? And as I was kind of navigating and investigating, I found that I was drained because of the way I was talking to myself, and because I was giving so much to other people. whether it be thought, like me just consuming myself with thoughts of other people or what they may think about certain things, and just it was so much energy that I was using for things that was not nourishing me. Even watching TV shows that are draining and stuff. I found myself watching a lot of TV this week, and I don't do that normally because I'm so empathetic and I'm such an empath and highly sensitive individual that like if I don't protect myself, imagine protection around myself when I watch those things, it is like catching a disease. So I found myself just feeling so drained to the point where I was running on E. Like there was nothing left. Somehow, like just think of a car, it's still rolling, but it's like in the neutral setting. It's not even gas. Like who knows what's going on here at this point. Nobody knows what's going on because there's no gas in there. But that was what was going on to me. I had no more gas left. The oil was dirty. And it was just like slime at this point. It wasn't even oil. It was just a lot going on. So if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling empty, it's because you don't have enough within yourself. It's not necessarily only because of the people in your life. It's not necessarily because of your past. It's because you don't have enough within yourself right now. And fortunately and unfortunately, depending on how you feel, it's our job to fix that for ourselves, for our own individual selves. Right, baby? Yep, come here. Say, it's our job to fix it ourselves. We must love ourselves enough to nourish ourselves. Good job. So we must love ourselves enough to nourish ourselves each day. Imagine our energy flowing through us. When we feel like there's too much sadness, too much disappointment, too much hurt going on in the world, we must refill our own energy because no one else can do that for us. There are healers in the world that can navigate energy and put it within ourselves, but we cannot keep that energy unless we continue to feed that energy into ourselves. So it's a practice. And you don't have to do it alone. You can get help. There's a lot of things that you can get help with. There's physical therapy, there's massage therapy, there's doing self-care like getting facials, getting an esthetician to do stuff for you, getting a Reiki practitioner like me to help you out, or a tarot reader like me to help you out. But honey, you still have to do a lot of the work on your own. And we can help you, us healers can help you navigate it. And us healers have to do it for ourselves as well. So it is so crucial and important that if you want to keep the energy flowing towards you, you do that daily work. It is daily work, moment work that we have to put into ourselves each and every single moment of every day. We have to be conscious of what is nourishing our mind, bodies, and spirit. And I definitely think with the Empress, that is what our guides collectively are letting us know during this energy of it's such an emotional energy. And I'm surprised the cups didn't come out, but it's such an emotional energy. And during this time, we have to use this emotional energy to nourish ourselves, to stay hydrated, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a weird angle and it's kind of boring, but I'm glad that you guys sat here. This is a very weird angle, but yeah.